Hey, welcome to BIT Music Lessons. That's BIT Music Lessons. That stands for Big Ive Teaches Music Lessons. And today's lesson is about just the music notes themselves. The notes that we use to play music, no matter what instrument we play on. And it's only 7 notes. This is very beginner stuff here. Because I know it's very beginners out there just looking, hey, how do I get started? What do I do? Well, in case you run into my site, here it is. The 7 letters that we use in music to describe notes. We only use 7 letters. So that means if you got a choir with 2,000 pieces with a chorus, a choir with 2,000 singers, no matter what instrument they playing, they're going to be using to describe those notes only 7 letters. That's the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Those are the only letters that we use in the language of music in America, in what they call a Western culture. Those 7 notes, those 7 letters could be high or low sounding. They can be high sounding or middle of the range sounding like our voices, but it's only 7 letters. And each of those letters, even though we call them A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, they actually have a last name as well. And all of those guys, their last name is natural. So it's A natural, B natural, and so forth and so on. Now, the reason they have a last name, because each of these letters that we use, each of these 7 letters that we use, they also have names or other last names. For example, the letter A, there's 3 types of A's. There's A natural, the one we spoke of, then there's A sharp and A flat. So it's 3 types of A's. Now the A natural sits in the middle. If I turn sideways, A natural sits in the middle. A sharp, sharp meaning higher. A sharp is a half step higher than A. And then you have A flat. A flat is a half step lower. If you just remember flat, lower like a flat tire, and sharp, higher or raised like you got too much air in your tire. And then a natural A. Next letter that we used was the letter B. There are only 2 types of B's. That's B and B flat. There is no B sharp, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now, if this was an advanced lesson, way advanced, there will be something called a B sharp, but don't even think about that now. I'll explain why it's only 2 B flat. It's only 2 B's, and I'll explain why it's 3 A's in just a minute. Then the next letter is C. There's only 2 types of C's. A C sharp, a C and a C sharp. The note is half step higher than C. And then you got 3 types of D's: D natural, D sharp, and D flat. Okay, and then there's 2 types of E's: E and E flat. There is no E sharp. I'll explain why in a minute. There's 2 types of F, just like C, F and F sharp. And then there's 3 types of G's: G natural, or just G, G sharp, which is higher, and G flat, which is lower than G, just a half step. And the question might be, well, why are there 3 D's, why are there 3 G's and 3 A's, but it's only 2 B's, 2 C's, 2 E's, and 2 F's? Well, the best way to explain it, so if I go over here to the piano, and I can show you, if you look at the piano here, you'll see that the piano comes black keys between the white keys, but not between every white key. As you see, the black keys come in groups of 3s and 2s, and they repeat 3s and 2s. Well, if you just remember where A is the white key within the group of black keys, but it's between the last 2 black keys. That's the note A. And the white keys just represent the alphabets: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then you see I get back to A again. And once again, I'm between the 3 black keys. The last 2 of them, I'm at A again. And that repeats all the way all to the end of the keyboard. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay? Now, why is it 2 of some of the letters and 3 of some of the other ones? Well, if we go back to A here, the black keys are sharps and flats. So if I start with A and I go flat or lower, this way is lower, this way is higher. If I go lower, I get an A flat. Back to A, then I get A sharp. Okay, so those are the 3 A's. Then I go to B, but remember I said it was a B flat is lower than B, and it's only 2 B's, B, B flat. So if you notice, A sharp and B flat are exactly the same note. 2 different names, but the same exact sound. To a blind person, they couldn't tell you the difference between A sharp and B flat. Then you got back to B again, A, B. If you notice between B and C, there's no black key. That's why you only have 2 B's, because if you had a key in between, that'd be B flat, B, B sharp, but there is none. So it's only B flat and B natural. And then so you go straight to C, because there's no flat C. It would have to be a black key right there for it to be a C flat, but there is none. So you go from straight to B to C, then C, raise it, C sharp, then D, and you take this D, go back, it'll be D flat. So C sharp and D flat is the exact same note. Then D again, D sharp, E. You take the E and you lower it, it becomes E flat. D sharp and E is the same thing. In other words, whatever the letter is sharp, it's the next letter flat as well. That makes sense. Whatever it is sharp, if it's D sharp, it's also the next letter, which is E, but flat, E flat. Then you got E and F. Well, just like B and C right there, you can see E and F, there is no black key between. So there's no E sharp, there's also no F flat. So that's why you only got E and E flat and F sharp. Just like you only had B, B flat, C and C sharp. But you, like I said here when we was talking about the D, is you got D natural, D flat, D sharp, E, E flat, E, F sharp. Then G, as you can see, it's a black key between. On the outside it's G, so you got G, G flat, G, G sharp. And then if you notice, we back to A again, and it just starts over again. A flat and G sharp is the same note. So that explains why it's 2 of some letters and 3 of the other ones. And those are the notes that we use to play and communicate music with each other. Those are the only notes that we use to play and communicate music with each other. So if you have any more questions, you want some more details about it, I do teach music lessons online. I have students in Connecticut, Georgia, Florida, Ohio. And I can always use more students. I love teaching music. If you need to know some of this stuff, you want to have questions, you want to interact, give me a holler. You can catch me at my website, bigive.com. You can catch me on Facebook at Ivan Big Ive Williams. Catch me on Twitter at Big Ive on Bass. And I teach via Skype, and that is Big Ive Music. So if you want to holler at me, want more details about the notes and why it is what it is, I can explain it to you. More details, just contact me. And thanks for listening to Big Ive Teaches Music Lessons, or Bit Music. Thank you.